Hey everyone, Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards here. I wasn't planning on doing a video today or for a few days, but I got some frustrating news today from Baseball Card Exchange. I had 6 rack packs that were there, and 2 of them I was really excited about. One in particular, it was a 1980 Topps rack pack with Nolan Ryan on the back. Stoked, just stoked when I was able to pick this up. And I might have just made a rush to judgment when I bought the pack, because sometimes you don't really have time to hesitate when you're buying rack packs, because they go literally so quick. That I read the seller's description. Seller didn't note any serious defects with the pack, right? Nothing. The pack, it didn't look like it was in 100% the best shape, but there's no serious defects noted in the description. So I pulled the trigger and I bought it, and it was $400. Okay, a lot of money for anybody's budget, but it was a Nolan Ryan on back 1980 Topps rack, and those don't come along every day. And it turns out I got an email from Steve today, and he said that the cellophane is so messed up that he's just not comfortable wrapping it. He's not saying it's not authentic, but he's saying that he's just not comfortable wrapping it. And I shipped it directly from eBay to Baseball Card Exchange, as I typically do, and I didn't get a chance to see this rack for myself. But the pictures, it's hard to tell exactly from the pictures how bad it is. But if it's bad enough that Steve can't wrap it, I'd like to return it. And I sent the seller an email. Seller says they don't accept returns, but you know, I let the seller know, hey, I was unaware that this, the cellophane was this badly damaged that it's not even going to be able to be authenticated. And the seller is being completely rude and combative, and we've had 5 or 6 messages exchanged, and the seller's refusing to issue a refund. And so I'm going to wait. I have to wait, I guess, 3 days for eBay for an item not as described case to be opened, unless the seller changes their mind or something. But I told the seller, you'll have no problem selling this, right? This is a 1980 Topps rack. It has Nolan Ryan showing on the back, but with the damage to the cellophane, and that not being clear in the description that there was substantial damage, you know, I would like you to take this back, because I wouldn't have bought it if it was made clear in the description how extensive the damage was. And the seller's like, well, you should have just looked closely at the pictures. And he's right. I should have looked closer at the pictures, but I was just trying to snatch it up before someone else got it. So that was my mistake, not looking closer at the pictures. But at the same time, I probably still would have pulled the trigger, because there's no way to, sometimes pictures don't do justice, especially to things like cellophane. It's very hard to tell. And these weren't the best, they weren't 100% the best pictures to start with. But the seller needs to be professional, and the seller doesn't need to be, you know, the seller, I've been very polite, very courteous. The seller has been very, very rude and combative. And if, again, he or she will have no trouble reselling this, they're probably going to get less money for it if, you know, the damage is so extensive that Steve can't authenticate it. But I was frustrated by that. And then I got word that a second pack, a 1978 Topps rack pack that has Raleigh fingers on top. I was excited about it, but I was probably going to actually try to sell it. I got word that the collation is off in the rack. And that rack cost me $240. So 2 rack packs today that combined were probably close to $700. And the 2 most valuable ones in the order, and you can't authenticate them. And so, but this one I have to take more responsibility for directly, because I should have looked closely at the collation of each cell, at least on the last card. Obviously, I don't have the pack in my hands, and I can't shift the cards around and see what cards are in which cell. But I should have looked more closely. The pack looked legitimate. And again, Steve said it very well may be, but he just can't wrap it because he's not 100% sure. And when he's not 100% sure, he doesn't wrap it. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that one. I've also initiated a return for that one. in the reason for the return, I explained Steve's reasoning, and I said item does not appear to be authentic. So hopefully that seller's a little more cooperative. But what a crappy day. I'm trying not to be upset about this, but it's hard. But with that, I'll let you guys go. Keep playing baseball.